what's helping me this year is that we might end up with one trophy like y'all, the FA Cup.
The
But
FA Cup.
Hey, bro, what's up, bro? Even when they're down, they still can't talk about it. Hello, Pitch Invaders. Welcome back. After a long time, welcome back to another episode. Today we have Amir, obviously. Hello, Amir.
hello, Max.
And our second-time visitor guest, George Girgis.
Back to back.
I promised I'd be back for
I
one
know.
good reason.
Hello.
It is a good reason.
Is it funny? The first place person spoke, and now
Oh,
the second and the third people are attending.
Yeah, you like that? You like us being third place, Max?
Feels good,
I told
man.
you guys
Feels
we're
good.
gonna be back in third place above Nottingham Forest.
You guys are getting
know-
lucky kofta games. You guys are getting the kofta games that you usually talk
that's
crap
the
about
Etihad
us.
spirit here.
Oh,
Making it happen.
Etihad
Making it
spirit,
happen.
but
Okay, we gotta just hop into it and talk about Arsenal Real Madrid, dude. I want to get your live. I mean, it's not live now. It's been a week and a half, I guess. But
Yeah, I mean,
What's
you wanna
your
talk
reaction?
about the first leg, Declan Rice, or the second leg, Gabriel Martinelli?
I didn't know that about Declan Rice. These were amazing free kicks. Like, who would have thought?
isn't that his first time scoring free kick?
It's his first time scoring a free kick, and he scored two
Two.
back-to-back.
It was
Back-to-back.
really good,
And they were like really, really nice, very technical, and like
unstoppable.
I think he...
Courtois is like one of the best keepers, and he couldn't even like get close to those ones. Like it was
Declan-
amazing.
He surprised himself. I
Yeah.
don't
Good
think-
time to score, dude.
I don't know.
Your
how-
team needed it.
Yeah?
And even the second leg, Arsenal like played a
Real Madrid
really
stood
well
no
game.
chance.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, is it past Ancelotti's time at Real Madrid? I feel like tactically,
Yeah, they're getting rid of him anyway.
yeah, tactically, Arteta beat Ancelotti like in both games. Like there was no chance. There were no chance.
What was the big thing that like caused it? Was it their attack just couldn't handle Arsenal's defense, or was like the team just set up like not in a good way? Because I didn't really. I mean, in terms of tactics, like what was the difference?
I think the Madrid players were always confused about what to do or like how to cover the space. Like, you know, playing like Arteta, Guardiola, and Klopp back in the day, and even Arne Slot, they kind of tell like these players, here's what we're gonna do. This is the game plan. This is what we're gonna do in these situations. So these players are kind of prepared. Oh, when I attack on the left with Saka, I know Alaba's gonna come, and there's no one to support him. Like Vini Jr. and Mbappe were not like the strongest defenders in these two games. So they kind of the Madrid's pressure like was way off, and Arsenal like always find a space to be able to attack Madrid in some kind of way and expose a lot of space for them. So I felt like in build-up it was an easy game for Arsenal, but at the same time, in the contrary, the Real Madrid players like Saka goes in attack, or like Declan Rice is holding the ball and like moving across the field. They don't know who's gonna do what, right? Like they don't know. Okay, is it Camavinga is gonna go to try to get the ball from him, or is it Bellingham is gonna shift from like right to left to cover this space? Like they don't know what to do, and of course they're losing two players in pressure with Mbappe and Vini not committed to any kind of defensive work. I feel like this was
So, a question for you specifically: What did Arsenal do that Manchester City didn't do?
Well, Manchester City, that was not their game. Mentally wise, like we were out of that game, like even before it started, because we knew like we weren't at our best. So even like with Manchester City, like we can always try to hold the ball, build up, do whatever, but we were not clinical enough, and we weren't able to even like find room to be able to attack Real Madrid. But
you guys had control, or like Arsenal had control throughout the game. I mean, I didn't feel like you guys were getting pinned back or improvement. Am I wrong? I don't know.
No, the home game we were pretty confident. We had a game plan. We already knew that Madrid is a team with individual stars. They're not a team of combined, like they're not an actual team. And they're very like cocky too coming into the game. Like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Especially after the first game, after the home game that we had. Like, oh, remontada, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. We're gonna close down the stadium.
The Madrid spirit.
They spoke so much.
The group chat was like, "Oh, you guys are getting whooped."
Yeah, they spoke so much, and they've done so little, and they've just kind of like.
Saliba had Mbappe in his pocket.
He did. He did.
Didn't even stand a chance.
I called
Step overs and all that didn't even do nothing.
Yeah.
I told you he would pocket Mbappe because he knows him very well. They're teammates on the French international team, and he just knows him very well. You know, he anticipates all his movements. And besides that one mistake on the second leg where he conceded versus Vinny, I feel like he had a pretty solid.
And even not a fully fit Saka made a big difference in the squad.
Saka cooked Alaba, bro.
And he wasn't even fully fit.
Alaba.
I mean, maybe he is.
He
but
caused both free kicks.
We thought he wasn't going to make a big impact coming back from this injury, but like since he's come back, even in the Premier League, he's been still making a game. He's a game changer.
That surprised me too.
Yeah, I think like we predicted, Declan Rice was the main man in both games. Like he was the guy that was helping him build up in an attack and even in defense. Like whenever Arsenal doesn't have the ball, he played a huge impact, actually cutting those passing lanes and trying to get the ball.
He's a
from
very
the Madrid
key player.
So he proved that I personally think he is the actual captain of Arsenal, not Odegaard or whatever. But
I agree.
No, we spoke about
Saka
this
is the
last
best
time.
player in the team. I still stand by that.
We spoke about this last
agree.
time. I said Odegaard was the best player. You said Saka was the best player. You said Declan Rice. But honestly, after this game, I have to admit, Declan Rice is really taking on that role as the star man of the team.
He's a captain.
He's the acting captain.
He's like a Gerrard or Lampard of Arsenal.
I have an Odegaard jersey on right now, but Declan Rice is definitely, I think he's moving up there for me.
Okay.
As the best player for Arsenal. Like after that performance, back and forth, he could have had a hat trick in that first game.
Yeah.
Easy.
What really
The chances he missed.
Yeah, what really stood out for me, how Arsenal were very bold, like in the reaction during the second half, like in the second half, in the second leg, because like going into the Bernabeu is not like an easy task, and like the fans are very loud. Like a couple of attacks, like at the beginning, like Madrid were trying to play all out attack and get a couple of shots, and like everyone, you could lose like your control. But even like I felt like Arsenal players stood their grounds very well. And even when they conceded one goal, they took control of the game and they played their own like style. They weren't. So I think Arteta prepared them very well mentally for that game, regardless.
That was a horrible penalty by Saka. I just want to say, I thought when I saw that, I was like, "This is the game changer. This is the moment that you will regret."
Yeah.
But Real Madrid did not take advantage of that. I thought that was Arsenal's momentum is down completely.
Yep.
We've seen it.
I was scared too.
We've seen it.
But it didn't work. It didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Dude, Moreno though, the third goal that he scored, was it the third goal in the first
Number
the first
9.
leg.
That's our number 9.
Bro, he's better than Havertz, bro.
He's
Sell Havertz and just keep him.
He's better than Gabriel Jesus.
He's better than
And
Jesus.
he assisted Saka's first goal.
Yes.
And he actually assisted both
He
goals.
assisted both goals in the
second leg.
In the Bernabeu, yes.
We were talking trash about him. I'm guilty of
I
it.
told
but
y'all,
he's
was
better than Havertz and Jesus. Obviously, I don't think he's a permanent solution, but I mean, for now, he's been a great substitute for Havertz, and I think it's time Havertz to go.
Yeah, he has.
I don't know about having Havertz go, but I think we can find Havertz a better role that fits him on the team because he's still a very valuable player.
He's a good
player.
Squad player. I don't know.
Exactly, he is.
He needs to prove his consistency to be in the starting lineup.
Exactly, and he doesn't really exactly fit in our formation because I feel like his natural position is like an attacking midfielder or like a false 9.
He's like a center forward behind the striker.
Exactly. We don't have that role on the Arsenal team. We have 3 midfielders and
a main striker. Yeah.
Exactly, and they kind of like hold all together the midfield, and he's not really fitting on the wings either. So.
But the goal was really good. Nice turn. I don't remember if that was just
Marino, just Lewis Kelly. It was Trossard to Skelly. And then
the assist,
passed it one touch.
Yeah,
and you couldn't. Courtois was never getting there, man.
I actually want to highlight the Arsenal's second goal in the second leg. That Gabriel Martinelli.
Oh, that was the killer for me. That was
Martinelli.
I'm trying to remember how was
like Marino passed to Martinelli like from midfield and just Martinelli like sprinted all the way to goal. Martinelli played 90 minutes. Beating Ferran Garcia, who came on in the 80th minute.
We know that's Martinelli's skill is his speed.
How slow and how bad can you be to play as a left back for Real Madrid? at that level that you
Yeah.
cannot cover for Gabriel Martinelli. And Gabriel Martinelli is not that even fast. We know that.
It looks like he gave up on it too towards the end. Like
I
he gave up on the
know.
ball. Like as Martinelli was
I
heading
knew the
towards
game was
goal.
over.
But honestly, like if that was Raul Asensio, for example, the other midfield, the other central defender, he would have tackled Gabriel Martinelli. Like you're not going to get another goal.
I got so much joy seeing Real Madrid out of the tournament.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people.
But okay, a question: how are they going to play against PSG? Or do you think they can win?
I think we can take
Aston
them
Villa
on.
completely took them to the end.
Yeah,
They could have easily won it. So like
that was
they
surprising.
did what Liverpool couldn't. I don't know if Arsenal can do that.
That was very surprising, actually.
I feel like Liverpool was closer than Aston Villa. I mean,
Did you see the?
Aston Villa beat them, which is what
I mean, they scored a lot of goals.
they beat them in a game. They scored more goals than Liverpool. But I feel like Liverpool took it at penalties. It came down to the wire.
Yeah.
They weren't good at penalties. But with Arsenal and PSG, it's going to be, I feel like, a 50-50 game, maybe 60-40 towards Arsenal. Just because we have more experienced players, they have more just younger talent, and quicker players, and Luis Enrique is definitely a more experienced coach as well than Arteta, so he might be able to have the edge on him in terms of that. But
I think you can win.
I think we can win that 100%.
I think
but
it's a 50-50 for sure.
Yeah, it's not going to be as easy as the Madrid game though.
Oh, 100%.
By any means.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to like attack PSG the same way you attack Real Madrid because these guys like are committed. Like they play as a team.
Yes,
The
they do
fullbacks can handle the speed, right? Of PSG.
Timber has done
Timber's
an
a
amazing job against Vinny Jr. So I'm pretty sure he can put Doué.
Oh yeah, my biggest turn is Doué and Kvaratskhelia.
Honestly, man, my biggest underdog right now in Arsenal is Kivior. The way he stepped up ever since Gabriel got injured,
that
he
is
really
He scored yesterday.
carried the team. And he scored yesterday against Crystal Palace. He's really stepped up into that role. And it's just, I feel like we're going to struggle against their fullbacks. They have really good fullbacks. PSG, Hakimi, and Nuno Mendes. They're really good. So Saka and Martinelli are going to have to get creative.
Yeah,
and just
you're gonna
get
have
past
to
them.
rely on Saka and Martinelli the same way you relied on them in the second leg, where you kind of almost like you have your full defensive line and then rely on Saka and Martinelli to come in and support in defense. So you kind of like have like a 6 defenders shape, at least in defense, because these guys are really good.
They are.
It's going to be a fire game, man.
Yeah,
It is.
definitely 50-50. I think both coaches are like they're super like they have like really good tactical minds too, so it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Not a lot of goals though. I don't.
No, I don't think it's going to be
Yeah.
that many goals. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. But I feel like we're going to come out on top. We're going to make it to the final. And then win the Champions League, baby.
Do you have a prediction on the score?
I feel like at home we can beat them 2-1, 2-0.
Where's the first leg?
I'm saying 3-2 on aggregate.
3-2. If you
Arsenal.
want to talk aggregate, I would say about 3-2, 2-1. It's going to be close for Arsenal.
I feel like I just cannot predict this game.
It's very unpredictable. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm going to go first game, Arsenal 1-1. Second game, Arsenal wins, maybe I guess I'm going 1-0. I don't know. 2-1, Arsenal second game.
I honestly might give an edge for PSG just because the second game is in Paris.
You gave an edge to Madrid.
I know. That was a way. All my other predictions were right. That
Be
was
careful
way
what you say
off,
this
but-
time. You're messing with the wrong Arsenal, buddy.
It actually makes a difference too. I don't know. Like, I have no idea. I can't predict. I'll leave my predictions for next week.
It's
But
hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
We're both confident Barcelona is going to be Inter, right?
No.
Really?
Not 100%.
I
man.
hate Inter Milan, dude. They're the most unentertaining team, but they find themselves in the final because they have a good overall team.
Yeah.
Like
They
the
have a good
defense is
squad.
good, but
And
it's so
they have a
unentertaining.
good coach. Simone Inzaghi is amazing. He is an amazing coach. And
I don't want to see this team in the final. Man.
yeah,
I feel like it's just as unpredictable as the PSG Arsenal game, Inter and Barca, because
No, man, I disagree. I think Barcelona is going to win this. Their attack is too strong.
yeah, they're probably gonna win, but I feel like maybe it's not gonna be an easy win either.
I'm going to go 3-1 on aggregate Barcelona.
Really?
That's how confident I am.
okay. I think it's gonna go to penalties. This one might go to penalties.
Actually, I could see that, but I don't know.
It's gonna be a close one because Inter's a good team. The only downside is that Marcus Thuram was injured.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
that is a big loss.
Martinez
Yeah.
is still there. So
They got a strong squad.
They do.
Inter Milan.
They have
They can defend too.
Yeah, they can definitely defend. And I feel like Barcelona, I mean, they've also showed signs of weakness. I mean, last game, they played against Salah-VVD.
Yeah.
They were down, I think, 3-1, and they
Yeah.
ended up coming back 4-3, which is good character, but Rafinha is kind of like their main man right now. He's carrying the team, and their defense doesn't look that solid, Barcelona. If you look
Yeah,
at
it's
them
all
at
about
La
the
Liga, they're almost just as exploited as Real Madrid in terms of defense, which is not the case for Inter Milan, who have a very strong and organized defense. So I feel like
Their attack is more prolific.
their
That's the
attack,
only
is
difference.
what's bringing them the wins.
I mean, Yamal, Lewandowski, Ferran Torres off the
100%.
bench.
Dani
and
Olmo, definitely
Dani Olmo.
Rafinha.
I mean, they got squad depth for attack.
Yeah, but the defense, they
Is
have
a weak
Kubarsi and Inigo Martinez sitting in the back. Kubarsi is good, he has a lot of potential, but Martinez is Inigo Martinez is an old man.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't exactly classify him as like a
Against
Barcelona caliber defender.
Martinez, I don't know. I think it's
Who's your CDM? Like, is it De Jong?
For Barcelona, I think it's De Jong and who else?
I'm going to look. I don't
I
even.
don't think you actually have like a
Gavi
true.
and Pedri.
Kafi plays
Like,
CDM.
you don't,
Pedri
you don't
plays
have a
CDM.
true CDM.
I guess
Like,
Pedri's a
Yeah.
CDM.
If Inter Milan lines up with a 5 in the back, I think it's gonna be a very close game too.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to go down to the wire, penalties, but who knows?
It's not gonna be easy.
It's not going to be easy.
Let's see, man.
It's going to be interesting, entertaining for sure. I feel like the matchups that we have right now are very great.
Yeah.
They are good. That's what I want to see, bro. And maybe this
very
new
exciting.
format is good because you don't
Is
end
it-
up with a caca teams. I mean, all these games have been good so far.
You're gonna be you have the underdog side and then the champion side. It's either it's gonna be the fight of the underdog versus the champion.
Arsenal and PSG haven't been in.
Yeah,
I don't know, PSG.
neither-
PSG's been in a final before.
They have.
The
like against
PSG
Bayern
been in the
Munich.
final, and
When?
Arsenal been in the final too.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Both have been in the final, but they never won a tournament.
Well,
so
Arsenal's been in the final 2006 or something.
This is our year, though, baby. This is the year.
it's your closest.
I'm rooting for the Premier League, so I'm okay if Arsenal win it. I don't want any other country to win it. I'd rather have Arsenal win it because I support England.
Can't deal with the fans, man.
I don't want to. I don't want to see Inter win it. I don't want to see Barcelona. But anyway, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to also talk about Salah and Van Dijk renewing.
Finally,
Guys, that's a big deal, bro.
I know.
Good news.
I know how you
Good
feel
news.
about that, Max.
I'm as an Egyptian, I'm very, very happy.
Yeah.
And as a Liverpool fan, I'm ecstatic because that's a big thing for our team moving forward.
Yeah.
I understand like the attack needs work.
It was necessary.
Every player apart from Salah in the attack is disposable for me.
Yeah.
Nunez, Jota, Diaz, Harvey Elliott, if you want to say, none of them are like somebody I can put my hat on. The inconsistency. So losing Salah would have been a big, big blow.
I just hope not like you find yourself in the summer that the board is not recruiting for more talent.
I would have
because of these renewals because you actually need
I know.
this like hand in hand.
We need a new attack.
Yeah.
We need to get rid of Nunez first of all.
Yeah.
And then Jota is not going anywhere. I hope he stays, but like he's not a starter. He's too injury prone for us to fully rely on him.
Yeah. I feel
And then
like
Diaz is inconsistent. I've never been a fan of Diaz ever since he came. Abanub always disagreed with me, but I always look at numbers at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If you're playing in the front, you need numbers. Martinelli in Arsenal, I am not a fan of him anymore because his numbers are too low. And he wasn't like that 2 years ago. But like at the end of the day, once numbers go down, you need to get rid of it. Salah's numbers are at the top all the time, so losing him made no sense. So like, it's a big deal.
You guys definitely bought yourself some time.
Yeah,
to rebuild.
2
which
years is
good.
awesome. Now I can catch him. And I can try to watch them in person. You know.
Yeah.
And Van Dijk, not losing Van Dijk is a big deal too because obviously I think maybe at the end of sometime next season we'll see a little bit of more kind of lower in form. I don't know. I feel like age will eventually catch up to Van Dijk. He kind of looks like it.
What defender is? I feel like
Not necessarily,
I think he
I don't know.
should be
He's
fine.
been near in the past few games. Maybe that's just like because we already won.
He probably would not be.
But
able
I
to
feel
play
like
as-
he's kind of took a step off the gas, like
Yeah.
in the past, like I don't know, 6-7 games.
So has the entire team, though. If you look at it, Salah hasn't
It's true.
scored in how many games now?
So I hope it's not like that next season. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong. You know.
I think it was crucial also for the players to renew, knowing that the World Cup is coming next year. They don't want to just risk it and take a new step that their performance would dip. Like, of course, we know for Salah, he's going to be picked anyway for Egypt. Like, who else is going to represent Egypt in the World Cup?
Yeah.
But maybe for Van Dijk, he doesn't want to be replaced by another defender in the World Cup or anything. So I think it's a win-win.
And now he gets to write his name further into history.
Yeah.
Because he will probably become the second top scorer in Premier League history. I don't think he's going to beat Alan Shearer, but he will definitely beat Wayne Rooney. I mean, what does he need? 40 more goals probably? He's at 280 and 180 and Rooney's at like 213 or something. So
did he already beat Aguero?
Yeah, I think pretty sure. Right?
He's
number 4 right now in line.
Okay. So
there's two more people ahead of him, and he'll easily beat them. So insane. That's awesome. And then he's probably going to become the Liverpool top scorer. I don't know if he already is or not, but
very close.
That's awesome. Bro. Replicate these numbers though over the next couple of years.
No one is going to be able to.
He will continue to be 20 plus goals. I don't think as good as this season, but I think he will continue to be 20 plus goals, especially if he gets a better attack next to him.
Yeah.
Because they all work with each other. But look at him, dude. It's not like he's going to drop off all of a sudden. He's in the shape of his life. So definitely next season, I can definitely see the numbers high. Yeah. Maybe the season after we get like 16 goals, something like that. But I still expect him to be performing at the top level. Yeah. But it all depends on who's next to him.
I think
if we have Harvey Elliott starting next to him, he'll get affected by that because he's not getting the support and assists. And
I do agree. I was gonna say I think Trent leaving and maybe
will have a little effect.
Is he leaving though?
I think so.
Is,
It's
Max is looking at the water.
I mean, look at
in like 5 minutes.
April 24th. I mean, come on, bro.
Who's that kid that plays in?
Connor Bradley.
Yeah,
he's a good starter.
Yeah, Bradley is a good starter.
But obviously, it's a completely different. It's not the same.
He's not better than Trent.
He's not better than Trent, but I think having an aging Salah, you need a better defender.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have to track back more. So you gotta kind of give him like more time in the front. Yeah. So if Arne Slot focus on developing Bradley and more in defense, then Salah should less.
Maybe Connor Bradley becomes the next Trent. Who knows? I mean, Trent wasn't always as good,
Yeah.
So,
but even Trent, like I feel like, and maybe this is a bit off topic, but I feel like with Sadio Mane and Firmino leaving, Trent's effect had been less because there isn't that many switches, crosses, and like he's more like a team player. He became a team player more than Trent that we knew. So I feel like anyone can do the job right now, basically. Yeah. So you guys should be fine.
I'm excited, bro. With those two as like still in the team, we can build the team around them. We have some really good components still in the team as long as nobody leaves.
Hopefully,
with
you guys
McAllister, Szoboszlai. Some other couple players, but I'm excited.
I kind of enjoyed that. I see now Liverpool are focusing on the future. Arsenal are trying to get their heads above water and probably get a tournament at least in the cabinet because you guys will not be able to stand against Man City next year.
Bro, I don't know.
We'll see about that.
We'll see about that. Yeah, you're a Man City fan.
Not a Man City fan, but I've been watching their games naturally just to kind of see how they're doing and track Marmoush.
Marmoush is, I told you guys, he's going to be, I mean, you guys probably both knew, but I was saying he is a 20-plus goal player if he's given that opportunity.
Yeah, he has a lot of potential. Actually, he's given us something that we missed in the first half of the season. Apparently, and Guardiola trusted a lot, starting him all of these games. Actually, ahead of Duco, Grealish, and Savinho,
and Foden.
He's proved he's better than all of them.
So he at least he has a goal or assist almost every game or every other game, which is good for a new player.
I hope they continue to build the team around him and Haaland.
And he's going to improve a lot next year. Like, it's always very hard to play with Guardiola, like, first season until you have, like, that summer camp and, like, you start to digest all, the craziness.
He's a crazy man.
So next year is going to be fire.
We'll see, bro.
I'm excited to see Haaland-Marmoush duel. It's going to be fun to watch. Yeah.
Was there any other things I'm missing that we were going to talk about?
Well, we should talk about now that Liverpool is 1 point away from winning the title.
That's 1 point. Wow.
Because Arsenal cannot just keep the pressure.
Focus on the Champions League.
Come on,
Too
bro.
focused on the
You didn't
Champions
even
League,
believe you were in the semifinals until like 2 weeks ago.
We've been focused. We caught him
That's
off
a bad
guard.
excuse.
We caught everybody off guard.
Come on, bro.
That's going to be awesome, dude. I'm very excited to win it.
Excited for another title. That's your second in 4 years?
I will say,
Actually, in 5 years.
as just a
Four
Premier
in a
League.
row.
Yeah, well,
Sorry,
maybe
bro.
this is the start of something new. Who knows? Maybe this is the start.
Yeah.
It depends on what Liverpool does over the
Slot
summer.
first year trophy.
year.
I'm just saying. I know you guys weren't playing the
He
best.
came in clutch for sure.
So who
for you
knows,
guys.
man? If we get the right players in, we could be on a 3-year kind of run.
I don't even think you guys, in your best scenarios, you have expected to win the
wouldn't.
Premier League like this in a transition season like this.
I was gonna say, as a Premier League fan, it's unentertaining that that Arsenal's Khara and Manchester City's Khara.
All the other teams sold. No, all the other teams
Yeah.
definitely sold. Like nobody's given Liverpool
But even
that
Arsenal,
pressure.
bro, like come on, bro, like what,
If you had,
you guys had a chance.
if
Make
you
it
hadn't
run.
had
we
those
definitely had a
ties,
chance.
yeah, you guys could
All
have
the
definitely
draws,
kept the
yeah.
pressure. At
The
least.
injuries just kept pushing them back. But I mean, I would have liked it if it was down to the last game. Like I don't know. That's why I don't like farmers leagues like Bayern Munich or PSG.
yeah.
That they're winning it 7 games ahead of time. Obviously, a win is a win. We won the Premier League, but like as just watching soccer. I'd like to be down to Boxing Day or something drama.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a winning 7 games ahead, but I'm not complaining, bro. It's a big deal, and now we get to celebrate in front of fans rather than COVID.
Yeah,
Like this is the more official now, and Salah gets a trophy, with the fans.
With the fans, that's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice to see.
He single-handedly brought them the trophy too. Like not
He
single-handedly.
did. No,
Along with but
the goals that he got, and
without his
assists.
GNA, like his goals and assists, definitely they would be sitting like 3rd or 4th place. So.
Yeah, those couple of runs.
27 goals, 18 assists.
That's crazy.
Those couple of wins at the beginning, they definitely helped you guys when everyone was just messing up with the.
When we were on a very long run.
Is he gonna end up with the golden boot?
Yeah, for
Oh
sure.
yeah, he's 6 goals ahead of.
I think Haaland is out for the rest of the
Isak?
season.
Isak, okay. Isak is still a threat, but I don't think he's gonna get 6 by the time the season's
we're
over.
good. We're good, and I'm sure Salah will get a couple penalties here and there
Yeah,
to make him to 29. Hopefully, he gets to 30.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool, yeah.
I know.
And the one thing I didn't say was Vardy too is retiring.
Yeah,
That I feel like that's like
And
that was our last hope of like childhood right there. I mean, not childhood, but
yeah.
2016 prime Vardy.
Yeah.
I was like, so it was such a nostalgic thing seeing him play. 38 years old. He was the last member
he was
left
something.
of the Leicester City
Vardy,
team.
Mahrez,
He was
Kante.
definitely something. One of the loyals for sure for that team. But
Do you guys have any favorite memory before we like go off? Before of Vardy?
was it that goal against Liverpool that he chested and then like poof?
That was a really good one.
That was against Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
You probably remember it. Very
I
well.
remember. He scored a good goal against Man City, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't remember
might have
that. I just remember the Liverpool goal.
I remember the one with him kicking the corner flag.
Yeah.
Flag. He
Yeah.
destroyed that thing.
Yeah.
He had some really good celebrations. The one that he does like I don't know. There's some really good the flying bird one.
Yeah.
Remember that celebration?
Yes.
He had some really nice goals in that season.
He was awesome,
Like,
bro.
they were just a fresh team, like they played with no pressure. We like, let's just do it.
He was part of
and they
history.
did it. And they did it.
And I applaud him for his loyalty as well, because when all his teammates left, he stayed with the Foxes, and even
Yeah.
when they got relegated, he stayed with them, came back up with them. So, and he had other offers from other teams, I believe.
He's
Yeah,
true
he
dedicated.
did for sure.
But
Imagine
he chose to
seeing him
stay.
in the
Newcastle,
MLS.
maybe. Oh yeah, he maybe
No?
might come to
MLS or Saudi, who knows?
I don't see him as any, but I mean MLS would be kind of cool.
I don't know if he's gonna come to America at that age.
Maybe Charlotte FC could hook him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can see Charlotte FC picking
That'd be
him
kind
up.
of cool, bro.
Better,
Him and
buy enough Red Bull. Get sponsored by
Zaha.
Red Bull.
him and Zaha and Westwood. And,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see him and Kevin De Bruyne join forces
Oh,
in the MLS. But
we'll see.
it's a sad time for a Man City fan. But.
Any other things I'm missing? Any things you guys want to cover before we?
Well, I as a Man City fan, it's very hard to see the last few games for Kevin De Bruyne playing on the field for in our jersey. But I kind of applaud Pep for starting him every single game, no matter
that's a good thing.
whatever is happening. Like Kevin is starting, and then we build the entire team around him
Is
too.
he playing striker right now, or am I tripping?
I feel like we're playing McAtee and Kevin
Bro,
De Bruyne,
he
like
is.
more in a 4. Yeah,
He's striker of football.
I
It's
can't
more
even tell.
it's more like a 4-4-2 formation.
I can't tell who the
type.
City striker is.
Yeah.
I thought it was Marmoush at the beginning. Then I'm
No,
like looking, and it's KDB.
Marmoush is playing on the wing now.
Yeah.
And it's like a 4-4-2 kind of, and then it switches. But he's not like they're just building up just to remove the pressure, and then they come from the back.
Do you feel like Marmoush lacks the physicality to be like a real striker?
Definitely,
Okay.
at least in the Premier League for now.
Okay.
And I sense that even like during his very first few games, he wasn't up to the physicality of the Premier League in general. Like he was kind of weak.
I think he can pick that. That's something he can pick
Yeah,
up.
he can definitely build on it, and build on his technicality too, which would help.
We've
him.
seen some strikers that are not super. It's not like he's a weakling.
Yeah.
He's not like
He's
a
not.
Foden.
He's
But
not. But
he's
the
not.
Premier League is tough.
He's
man.
not
It's
like,
Bundesliga.
yeah.
Yeah, but like of course Haaland is going to be your main striker regardless. You need that guy. But Marmoush could be like a shadow striker, or even he comes on the wing, so that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sensing we're going to see a lot of changes in that Man City squad next year. We're probably we're gonna miss Bernardo, Grealish, Kevin, Gundogan.
Are they all leaving?
Kovacic.
About time to get some.
Yeah, they're
players
gonna have a
Are they all
lot of changes.
Bernardo is leaving?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gundogan makes sense, but Kovacic?
Yeah.
Eh,
But what's helping me this year is that we might end up with one trophy like y'all, the FA Cup.
the FA
But
Cup.
Bro, what's up, bro? Even when they're down, they still can't talk about it.
That is a good comeback from Man
You guys
City.
playing
though.
Aston Villa?
yeah, we won. We won 2-1.
Who's
Oh,
the
in the FA Cup, I actually don't remember. Is it Crystal? No, Crystal Palace. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm trying.
But we're definitely favorites. I'm telling you.
We're only Nottingham Forest. Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys are winning because Nottingham Forest have been in a dip.
We're
They
favorites.
have been, but they won last game, but they have been.
They're not going to win against. I don't know. I just sense some Manchester City kofta.
Man City's probably.
They're like, even when we sucked, we still had a trophy.
One trophy.
Even at our lowest
Top 3
point.
teams got one trophy each.
Look at you celebrating the FA Cup like Arsenal did.
make fun of us all the time. We're the FA Cup
do that.
kings.
You guys are now getting. What if this is the start, Amir, of third place or lower?
No,
Man
this
City?
is your grace period before we go back, or we come back and we win it 5 times in a row.
I feel like next season is going to be very, very like nobody knows what's going to happen.
I have no
you can't
idea.
tell who's going to be good, who's not going to be good, who's going to win. Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool.
Probably Liverpool.
It's very unpredictable. It's very unpredictable. It all depends on who signs who in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be the breaking factor. So we're approaching that time period, so it's definitely
Yeah.
exciting.
It's becoming more difficult for these players every year. Like even like the tactics cannot keep up with the pressure of the games.
Yeah.
Like the games are, even though like we know Liverpool won it, but the games are more entertaining, more physical. It's like it's not like easy anymore. Back in the
is
day,
good. That's what we want.
Right.
yeah.
But the
Hopefully, you guys can compete next year.
But there's a
see.
very
We'll see.
entertaining fight going on right now for Champions League spots in the Premier League. I believe
Yeah.
at least 7 teams are competing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Outside of Liverpool, already made in Arsenal pretty much.
Yeah.
But everyone else, there's like 7 teams down
Manchester
there
United, Tottenham.
that are fighting.
Yeah.
Those are fighting for relegation.
It's really good. I feel like we might see Nottingham Forest out from that
Yeah,
race.
they were-
Like
Just sad,
like
man.
I've always predicted they're gonna come to the final stretch, and I feel like they're gonna just
They need to step
they're
it
not
up,
gonna be able
man.
to keep up. They're
They
not
need
gonna
to
be
step
able
it
to
up.
keep up. They can't. They don't have that ability. Yeah, in my opinion. But like I feel like Newcastle, Aston Villa are gonna definitely.
Newcastle's
Newcastle's
picking up.
been,
Yeah,
been
been
on
good
fire,
from Aston
yeah.
Villa too. They did that. They had a very demoralizing loss against City last game.
Yeah.
You can see it from the reaction of Emery. He knew
I know.
like that may have ruined their Champions League spot, but I think they're taking 5
City played
teams.
well actually too.
City played well. I feel like they played better. But losing in the last minute like that, it was just very tough on Aston Villa.
Kofta.
We've been on a winning streak for like 5-6 games.
Yeah, Man City's been winning. Man City's been winning.
Guardiola's cooking something.
Cooking some kofta. That's what he's cooking.
Anyway.
All right. Well, we have a lot to get excited about next season, but next week we'll do the guard of armor. What is it called when they
Guard of honor?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Give me the guard of honor whenever I walk into church, please.
All right, we'll do that, bro.
All right. Thank you, George, for making the music for the podcast. Obviously,
Anytime, man.
Once the season ends, we're gonna just pin it in the message. I don't think we're gonna shout it out anymore.
If Arsenal wins the Champions League, I'm just gonna remix Hafiz Darragi's commentary on Declan Rice. And then
Add some Martinelli.
Martinelli. Thank
you, Amir. Thank you, George.
Thank you,
guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.
Like, subscribe.
guys.